When you design a brand which is centered mostly around women, you'd usually think through the ideologies of pinks and purples. We don't think like that. Now, first, let's get real about hospitals. When you think of hospital branding, what comes to your mind? Blues, whites, maybe a heartbeat line? Now, logos like that look like they were made on an MS Paint software back in 2004. Exactly. Rahat Hospital was never meant to be that. Dr. Reshma, the promoter of Rahat, came to us with a vision that wasn't clinical, it was more compassionate. It wasn't cold, it was calm, poised, and all the more reassuring. And most importantly, it had to feel like her. So, step one, strategy. We always begin with immersion. We sat down with Dr. Reshma to understand her philosophy, her tone, her energy. She didn't just want to build a hospital, she wanted to build a space where women felt seen, women felt heard and nurtured. So the brand had to reflect all of that. That tone had to be extremely clear and graceful. The experience, not just professional, but a lot more personal. Our strategy focused on a core idea, which was care that is intuitive and not invasive. We weren't simply building a medical brand, it was a lot more. It was mostly a relationship. The next part was design. And oh, this was a fun part. Let's talk about the logo at first. At first glance, it's a butterfly. But take a closer look, you'll notice something magical. The body of a woman is hidden in the negative space of the wings. And if you look carefully enough, you'll also see the letters of Rahat subtly built into the form. This wasn't just decoration, this was storytelling. Finesse meets function. Now, about the color psychology, because yes, colors speak too. We intentionally stayed away from the typical hospital cliches. No stark whites, no sterile blues, and definitely no Pepto Bismol pinks. Instead, we chose almond and buff for calm and warmth. We chose brown for grounding and earthiness, sage green for healing and growth, and just a hint of orange to infuse subtle energy without being extremely loud. The result? A palette that whispers comfort, care, and femininity without screaming it. The tone, the entire brand voice was built around calm confidence. Not overtly scientific, not overtly emotional, just clear, empathetic, and very deeply human. Everything from the signage, uniforms, waiting area graphics to even the prescription pads follows just one single promise that this place understands you. Because let's be honest, healthcare can be a bit intimidating at times. We didn't want that. We wanted Rahat to feel like a conversation, not simply a consultation. And now for my favorite part, the brand atmosphere. If the brand had a personality, and everybody would agree to it, it would literally be Dr. Reshma. Elegant, composed, warm, someone who listens to you more than she speaks, but when she does, it's with impact. So everything in the brand, from the choice of typography to the cadence of content to the visuals, reflects her quiet power. Imagine a hospital where the brand doesn't shout, but instead gently holds into your hand. That's Rahat Hospital. Now, what did we achieve? You ask. We achieved a hospital brand that doesn't just talk about women; it understands them. A space where design is not simply an afterthought, but part of the healing process. A brand that stakeholders, patients, and probably even first time visitors would stop and take a moment to admire because it just feels right. And most importantly, we created a brand that will age well. It's not trendy, it's timeless. So if you're ever thinking, what does branding have to do with hospitals? Let Rahat be your answer to that.